Yo, what's up? I know it's been a minute, and a part of the reason that is that on these YouTube streets, what I'm noticing is one can drop some real dope content and not get the love that one is supposed to get. And I know that there is a algorithm that YouTube controls and allows what they want to be seen and not to be seen. But I think on a grassroots level that my content, but anybody content that is saying some stuff that is valuable to people in a constructive manner should be heard. So with that being said, I got a few things I want to talk about, and what we have to come to realize is that this system in which we exist, and especially in the United States of America, is not a democracy. It is a so we don't live in a democracy. We live in an oligarchy. And an oligarchy is basically a few people comparatively, when we're talking about numbers, it's comparatively, running and controlling everything. And in America, I don't know the numbers, but we got a few 100 million people here, right? And let's say there's about a little over 1,000 let's say there's a little over 1,000 people that controls everything. And they make it seem as we have some type of political system that allows us to make decisions and vote on things that we feel like are in our best interests. But when you really look at it, everything is controlled. We're not voting for our politicians like we think we are. We're not. They have this thing called the Electoral College, and with this presidential thing coming up with a change of, the presidents, possibly, that we think that our votes are important and that they matter. Well, they don't matter because the Electoral College decides who is going to get elected. And I would beg to say that they're not even the ones that determine who's going to get elected. It's the ones that control this shit. Those super powerful, wealthy, small group of individuals that fund what they want to fund the politicians they want in office, fund the laws that they want. So we don't control. So we're really in almost kind of like right now a helpless situation. Because, and now let me say, it's helpless because a lot of us are not willing to pay that real sacrifice that it will take to topple those type of things from happening. If you pay attention to history, if you study any type of history, and you look at empires that have fallen, governments that have been toppled over, the powers that have been changed, one common thing that we see is not protests, not voting, but for things to really change, blood has to be shed. And unity has to be in place in terms of the people and the masses deciding, hey, we don't want these conditions to continue anymore. we want to change them, and we're willing to put our life on the line. You know, it happened here in this country with the American War, the Revolution, when this colony that was this was a British colony, and they decided, hey, we don't want to be under British rule no more. We want our sovereignty. So they said, let's go to war. And they went to war. And so that is what is, it's necessary. It's no other way. Now, this system of capitalism is a destructive system, because these people, they like to say, well, capitalism is great. Capitalism is the end all be all, and communism is just so bad, and communism is just, no. When you study communism and what it's about equal distribution, and no one is, there's not this power class that controls everything, and, people, basically, communism, everything is provided. Everything that people want, need, the basic necessities, food, shelter, clothing, is provided. So you don't have situations like this in communism like you have in capitalism, where if you lose your job and you're living check to check, you're on the streets, right? And the people that control everything, and they never are affected, because they keep the power in their hands, and they don't give a hell about the people that's in poverty and under them. They don't care about them. Hey, let them, whatever. Let them go homeless. We'll go into our rich enclaves. We'll have our private militarized security that probably live in those poverty areas, but they give these individuals a few extra snacks and shit and make them feel special, so they don't really realize the situation that, hey, we're in the same boat as the masses. But you don't have those type of situations in a communistic type of system, if you really study it, right? Because everybody has a place. You will have a place to stay. You will have your food, a portion to eat. You will have your health care provided for. Everything is provided for. You may have to do a task, though, and you have to contribute to the society. But guess what also happens is that you also have time to, after your task is done, you don't have to worry about paying your bills and have to work 12 or 16 hours to survive, and I gotta work 3 or 5 jobs. You can say, okay, now that my contribution for the day is done, whatever task you decided to do or assigned to do, then you have time to be creative and think about other things, or work on other things that you want to work on. You don't get that luxury here unless you have money, unless you have wealth, because the working classes don't have the time or luxury to sit and read and study and strategize, because they're too focused on paying bills or working 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 jobs, right? So this is what the system of capitalism creates. It doesn't offer one, if you're not in the upper class, the opportunity to rise. It also creates a system where you can go and get higher education, invest time and money and energy into this, and you're not guaranteed a middle class life. You're not guaranteed to live a comfortable life. Hell, you're not even guaranteed a job or a career. This is the system of capitalism, and I don't feel that a system of communism will run like that. Now, when we look at communism, we can't say it's bad in itself. What we can say is maybe there were some bad communists, the individuals that ran it, but Is the system, is the idea of communism bad in itself as opposed to capitalism, which is private property, private ownership, and rugged individualism and rugged competition and stepping and doggy dog? This is what it is. I'll let y'all decide. But with that being said, this is your brother Jay International tapping back in. Once again, I will holler at y'all. Peace.